Hello, everyone, and welcome back to the MJ Innocent Podcast. I am your host, Moonwalker Tanya. Now, I know it's very dark in here right now. I do apologize, but I will fix that in a minute. But in the meantime, if you are a MJ supporter, please consider liking the video and subscribing to the channel, because we care about the truth on this channel. But if you're an MJ hater, then beat it. You can beat it to Roxanne's channel with all the other delusional MJ haters where you belong. Oh, and speaking of Roxanne... Ooh, just got a little spooky in here. Don't worry, the dark will be gone. But anyway, speaking of Roxanne... I know a lot of you have been asking me to debunk her for a while now. And like I mentioned before, a couple of friends and I, we're trying to get together and plan on doing a live stream on one of their channels so that we can debunk her garbage. We just haven't been able to set anything up yet. So hopefully when things settle down, we can set something up. But, since a lot's going on in their life, I don't want to pressure them because, unfortunately, Roxanne has a lot of garbage to debunk. So, yeah. But anyway, she said some stupid things in her recent video that she did with her newest posse. And I think it is important for me to debunk her. Yeah, so to any stupid MJ haters who actually want to stay and watch this episode, well, I can't promise that I'll play nice when it comes to debunking Roxanne, but it might be a good idea to show you how we would feel if MJ haters showed up on this channel. Oh dear. Okay, everybody, let's calm down. Yeah, can we get the janitor up here to clean up that mess? Oh, yeah, and make sure you get that blood out of the carpet. Thank you. Anyway, all right, so with that being said, let's go ahead and hop into this video. Okay, so, I hope you guys enjoyed that intro. I had to bring some humor into it, because after all the lies and stuff we have to deal with, we have to have some funny moments at times, right? Right. Okay. So I found out about Roxanne a couple of years ago, and I remember the first video of hers I watched. I think it was only like an hour and 6 minutes long or something. And the only thing that she said in that video that was truthful, that I agreed with, was that Evan Chandler was an extortionist. And even though Roxanne called me delusional when really she was projecting, I think if she spent less time on her makeup and actually did research, maybe she would learn a thing or two. But anyway. All right, so in her recent video, she was talking to her newest friend. I'm pretty sure you can guess who that was, but I'm not going to say his name. So when they were talking about like the 93 allegations, and other things like that, isn't it funny how they did not mention that the settlement did not prevent the Chandlers from pursuing the criminal case? It did not silence the family, and it did not prevent Jordan from testifying. Oh, and FYI, they left that part out in the second mockumentary, of course. But why did they leave it out? Well, when it comes to the mockumentary, it's because it doesn't fit the narrative. As far as Roxanne and her buddy, either they forgot, or the same reason as the mockumentary, because it doesn't fit the narrative they support. All right. And also, and I cannot tell you how many times I get a headache for every time when haters bring this up. They also talked about those art books. Oh my gosh. Like, a lot of my supporters, we all met on Thom Lexi's channel. And do you guys remember all the times when those trolls would mention the art books? Well, here's the thing. Now, to be fair, I haven't seen what's in the books, but I've heard what is in the books. Okay? Do I think something like that is appropriate? I don't think children should be photographed or drawn nude in a book. But, like I said, I haven't seen the content in the book. So I can't really comment based on what's inside. But they are legal art books. But if it's about children, I'm not sure how that's legal. But anyway, some haters claimed that the person who created the book was a pedophile. I don't know if that's true or not. I'm not going to take a hater's word for it, though. I am going to do some more research about the books. I just wanted to mention the books just because it's so irritating, because the biggest problem with the art books are Michael did not purchase those books. He received them in the mail. Now, one of my moderators thinks that maybe Tom Sneddon sent Michael those books as a way to set him up. Now, do I think Tom Sneddon did it? No. But can I see him doing something like that? Oh, yeah. Absolutely. Because after all, Tom Sneddon was furious when Michael bought Neverland Ranch in 1988 because he was racist. And also, from what I heard, the person who sent him those art books, their name was in quotation marks, which is a little suspicious to me. Do I think that could mean that person might have set him up? I mean, that's the only thing that I can... I mean, why else would you put your name in quotation marks? And there was also a rumor going around that Michael's signature was in one of the books. Well, first of all, was the signature even real? And the reason why I say that is because I have a few items that have Michael's signature on it, but it's not a real signature. There's even a Funko Pop that's being sold on Amazon that has a printed copy of Michael's signature on it, which is terrible, but, what can you do? And another reason why I question if the signature is really Michael's, well, first of all, if since he received it in the mail, why would he sign it if he was going to keep it? And I've heard different rumors of where these books were kept. Some heard that they were in Michael's room. Others said they were never opened. And then others claimed that they were in a locked filing cabinet. So, And I think it would be also important to know, were Michael's fingerprints on the books. But of course, the haters, they tried to say, well, it's child porn. It is not child porn. And I'm not going to buy the book, obviously, but I am curious of what's inside, just because I want to know how something like that is even legal to publish. I mean, I know there's nudity in art, obviously, but when it comes to children, no. But now, here's the thing. Like I said, Michael received those books in the mail, okay? So if Michael purchased them knowing what was in the books, then that would be suspicious. But that's not the case. And I also want to put a statement out there saying that back in 2016, the FBI made a statement that no child pornography was found at Neverland Ranch. So to all you stupid haters, shut up. All right. And then Roxanne actually tried to defend Adrienne McManus. Yeah, and unfortunately, this is not new to us. You know, the haters love to treat her like she's a hero. But here's the problem, though. If Adrienne was telling the truth, that she saw what she saw, are you not aware that she let it happen and didn't do anything about it? But no, you're going to treat her like a hero because she let it happen. But because she's coming forward all these years later, we should treat her like a hero, right? Same thing with Wade and James? No. And then that stupid woman, and I'm talking about Adrienne, just wanted to clarify. First she tried to say that Michael threatened her. And then she said that she was paid $300 of silence money. I mean, Adrienne, if that's enough to silence you, then you shouldn't even have custody of your own kid. I mean, I know your kid's an adult now, but that's besides the point. I'm talking about back then. I mean, seriously, $300 was enough to silence you? But just so everyone knows, the $300 was actually a tip. Michael would always give his employees tips. And I'm pretty sure he gave them Christmas bonuses, too. All right. Now, the biggest thing that I want to point out here is Roxanne actually tried to defend the Neverland 5 for being paid to talk about Michael and the allegations, even though they admitted on the stand that they lied about the stuff they said to the media and tabloids. Because, Roxanne, since you haven't done real research, let me educate you on something, okay? If you go to the media or a tabloid about Michael, you are only paid the big bucks if you say negative stuff about him. Everybody knows that. Well, researchers know that. So you have to understand that, the Neverland 5, they tried to sue Michael for wrongful termination, and their lawyer literally told them to sell lies to the tabloids to try to pressure Michael into a settlement, but thankfully that didn't work. And they lost their case, thankfully. And they deserved to be fired. And then Roxanne tried to say that Adrienne was complaining that she only made $7 an hour working for Michael. Roxanne, are you really going to compare $7 back in the 90s to $7 today? Well, first of all, I did some research, and actually Adrienne claimed that she was making $7.50 an hour working for Michael. Okay, and I did some research, and yeah, $7 an hour today isn't much, but back in the 90s, that was pretty good, actually. All right, so I did some research, and back in 1990, which is when Adrienne started working at Neverland, minimum wage was $3.80 an hour, and then it was increased to $4.25 in 1991. All right? So if she was making $7.50 an hour working for Michael Jackson, she was making almost twice minimum wage. Okay? So I did the math. All right, so let's compare what she most likely would have made working for anybody else if she made $3.80 an hour. So you do $3.80 times 40 times 52, and she would have made $7,900 a year. Now, she was making $7.50 an hour. So we do 750 times 40 times 52. She was making $15,600. And back in the 90s, that was pretty good money. Now, Adrienne claimed that the amount of money she was paid was less from Michael than she received from her previous job. Well, first of all, Adrienne, you would have to show proof because, like I just said, minimum wage was $3.80 an hour, and you were making $7.50. Or even if that's true. So if you're going to try to make yourself look good, you might want to try a little harder next time. Because if you're going to make twice minimum wage, the last thing you should be doing is complaining. And of course, rent and mortgages back then, they weren't nearly as expensive as they are today, even in California. And maybe some celebrities pay their employees more an hour, but I'm pretty sure if Adrienne actually stayed a decent employee and didn't steal from Michael, she most likely would have received raises over time. But she stole from Michael. Michael found out, and he rightfully fired her. She betrayed him, and she deserved to be punished. So, Adrienne, if you really were being paid more than what you made working for Michael, then prove it. Because based on some research I did, technically by law, you were only supposed to be paid $3.80 an hour. Or by the next year, $4.25 an hour. So, you just can't be thankful, can you? Because let me tell you, if minimum wage was doubled today, I'm pretty sure people would not be complaining. And of course, I mean, she stole a lot of things from Neverland. Stuff from the snack bar, but of course, we all know where that went. She also stole, like, the keys to Michael's bedroom, his underwear, his hair. I believe she stole some artwork. Like, she stole a lot of stuff. I heard it was like $34,000 worth of stuff that she stole. And then she was court-ordered to pay Michael $1,634,000 after she lost her lawsuit against him. And even to this day, she refuses to pay it. So, Roxy, I hope you learned something from this. But I'm pretty sure you haven't learned anything. So, all I can say is the haters will never win. But this is why I do what I do. All right, guys. I hope you enjoyed this episode. I certainly enjoyed it. And as a closing, I do want to make one more special announcement because I've been doing some thinking. Because as you guys know, I have 3 moderators, Brantley, Christy, and Joey. Well, I used to have a 4th moderator, but he betrayed me, and so I fired him. And no, I'm not talking about Matt. It was actually somebody else. Oh, and by the way, Matt, just so I can prove that you were lying, you switching sides had only like maybe 15 to 20% of the reason why I ended my friendship with you, just so you know. So it was not 100% like you claimed. So stop lying. But anyway, with that being said, I was doing a lot of thinking, and I think I know who I want my 4th moderator to be. Teresa, you have been a very good friend to me. You know, we talk every day, and, you know, you're very loyal to me, and you're a really great friend. And so I was wondering if you would be my 4th moderator for the channel. Please let me know. All right, guys. I love you, and let me know what you think about this in the comments. Oh, and one more reminder. If you are anti-MJ at all, you do not have my permission to use my content in any way, shape, or form. You've been warned. All right, guys. I'll see you in the comments.